January business dealt with. I hope, at least after having some testing, that the audio issues from yesterday are now fixed as well. Apologies again for that. Wasn't something I noticed until I came to edit the video, by which point I'd already saved the game file and couldn't go back and redo what I'd already recorded, so I just kind of had to make the best of a bad deal. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the new mic audio. Still going down very well on stream. I'm recording this just before you guys have seen yesterday's episode, so I haven't yet had the feedback on the improved quality of the mic, or what I feel is improved quality on the mic. You guys might have a different opinion, but you're more than entitled to have that. Today, we've Stoke, Middlesbrough, Bristol City, Blackburn, and then Chelsea in the FA Cup. Now, all four of today's league opponents are in the top 10. Bristol City, right behind us in 5th. Middlesbrough, right behind us in 6th. Stoke 9th. And to be fair, they could come up to 7th if they win their game in hand, which is actually the one against us, I've just noticed. And then Blackburn in 10th. So I'm going to basically, I'm going to play Bristol City, Middlesbrough, and then I'm going to play Chelsea in the FA Cup. And we're going to sim Stoke and sim Blackburn. Unsure as to how well or poorly this is going to go, but thankfully there's a week's break between all of the league fixtures, so we can simulate with our full strength side and play with our full strength side in all of those games, meaning that we should have the best possibility of outcomes with regards to results. And Todd Cantwell gets his first goal for the club 4 minutes after half time here at home against Stoke City. It might be enough to see us win that game in hand, to give us a bit more breathing room in the playoffs. And indeed it is. However, that breathing room could quite quickly disappear should we now go and lose to Bristol City and Middlesbrough, which I believe were the next two. And then it was Blackburn, wasn't it? Yes. So we'll go and play Middlesbrough now. Then we'll play Bristol City, sim Blackburn, and play Chelsea in the FA Cup. Things looking good for us for qualifying for the playoffs. Still favourites to finish in that 3rd spot. It wasn't the side that finished 3rd that went up via the playoffs last season. We shall hope to try and buck the trend that was last year. Tate and Sweeney still growing well. Tate is going to go out on loan next season. Sweeney will continue in the rotation 11. We've had a loan offer here for Dominic Wright from Barnsley, which we shall reject. He's going nowhere. Still a valued member of the squad. A transfer offer from Fitzwater from Middlesbrough, actually. Well, maybe we should put Fitzwater into the starting lineup for this next game. Show them what they're missing. Wright wants to play as well. I tell you what, go on then. We shall play with Wilson's band as well. We shall play with this team going into the game against Middlesbrough then. See if we can start with a played 3 points as well as the simmed 3 points. As ever, do drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any further content here on the channel, and tick that notification bell. That way you definitely will never miss a video, because you'll know every time they go live. Not that there's any change to the schedule. 3 PM weekdays, midday at weekends. 3 PM, I imagine. Oh, no. It literally tells me 2 PM here, away from home at the Riverside. Dale Fry still with the captain's armband. Jed Spence at right back still. It's not that threatening a side. Name-wise, like, there's nobody that stands out and be like, oh, he's definitely going to be the standout performer for them. But they're in the playoffs. They're good enough to be in the playoffs in the league, so they're good enough to give us a fair game here at the Riverside. Spence down the right for Middlesbrough. Inside quickly there to Saric. He's probably going to go back to him and has done. Sweeney trying to close him down. Cross comes in. Keeper will punch. It's not the best of punches, but it falls safe. Take quickly forward here to Abadir. Into Nibs, whose future at the club looks more certain than it did, thanks to your support and your suggestions and your feedback. Oh no! Abadir just couldn't quite get the turn, and as the defender threw himself into that, in the end, it turns out to be a very good intervening tackle, although I could quite easily have turned inside that if I'd have been able to get my thumbs to work the way I needed them to. Saric with the ball out wide, and again Spence is in space on this right-hand side, blocked by Clark, and Sweeney's clearance is poor. Spence again looking to cause me problems, and another whipped ball in, again dealt with by Fitzwater, the man that they wanted to sign, Middlesbrough. Oh, this is a bit end-to-end, isn't it, to start the game? Clark should get to that. He hasn't. Saric is just too strong for him. 15 minutes played. It's a case of Middlesbrough attack, they cross it, I clear it to the halfway line, and then repeat step one. Clark, forward to Palomino, in there to Tate, down the line for Abadia. Evans is with me, he's going to tuck inside, take that touch, play that pass, score that. Goal was the next word that should have come out of my mouth, but Abadia swung and missed it. Fitzwater covering at the back nicely, and Noyle will find Tate. We'll go to Abadia again here. Come on, mate. You could have scored a couple of goals so far in this game. Oh, Palomino trying to squeeze that through. Middlesbrough defending well so far, but we are too, evidently. And now it's roles reversed. Step one is working the other way around now. It's me having the attacks and Middlesbrough getting it away to the halfway line and then it coming straight back again. And Nibs was not far away at all from finding that top corner. Keeper at full stretch. Luckily for him, he didn't need to be. Wide. Miss out. A little back heel to Siopis. Spence again. Everything for them coming down this right-hand side, isn't it? Middlesbrough. But whilst it hasn't worked so far, you try something enough times, surely eventually it has to work. Evans on the counter. Abadia is there. Nibs is going to keep that run going, hopefully, and we will find him. And now's the time, to try and utilise Abadia's pace was what I hoped to do, and what we actually have been able to do. Not exactly how I envisaged it happening, but Agustin Abadia makes it 1-0 to Cambridge United away from home in the 38th minute. It's not the strongest, but had just enough about him there to hold off the defender. That ball was meant to be slotted into Abadia to run to the left side of the defender. As it happens, he runs to the right, just gets there, and we're able to tuck it home. Dale Fry not got the pace to deal with it, and despite still low finishing, Abadia rifles it into the bottom corner. His 7th goal of the championship season so far this year. Saric. Spence. The definition of insanity, continuing to try the same thing again and again and again, expecting a different result. Middlesbrough will not stop trying to cross from this right-hand side. Misal with a delivery. Knocked down Palomino, just trying to hold everybody off before we then try and clear it, and that's gone very well. If Evans could bring that down, which he can. Just knock it back to a teammate, he says. Well, I tried. 2 minutes added on at the end of the half. Is there the opportunity, maybe, of a second goal before the end of the half? Abadia will look for Nibs. A lot of red shirts here. Nibs trying to hold it up. He's going to win a free kick. Not sure there was much in the way of a foul there, to be honest, but we'll take the spot kick, or the free kick, sorry. And Evans supposedly has the best free kicks in the team, so we'll give it to him. He's not got high power, though, so I'm going to have to put a bit more power on it, just with the way that I power it. Dip! Whoa! Roof of the net only. Last kick of the half. Very nearly 2-0. That was a poor clearance from the keeper. Abadia will look for Nibs. And Palomino's arriving. He's not yet scored a goal for me. And that continues to be the case, although he had a good opportunity there. He's left-footed, but that 4-star weak foot still struck the ball pretty cleanly there. Wright has brought that down nicely too. Palomino involved again. Abadia to Nibs. Oh, still somehow powering his way through, but the finish goes wide. I'm not entirely too sure how he held the defender off there. They're making a change up top. Castellanos coming off. I might make a change of my own. Do I want to make a change of my own? Go on then, let's bring Basuma on. No, let's bring James Wildin on for Tate, and Davies can come on for Clark. I might bring OK Reiki off the bench, but we hopefully won't need him. Bowler in there to Fletcher. Dinked inside to Siopis. Oh, it's just trying to get in the way. Buried. I didn't want to commit to a challenge because I wasn't confident of not giving away a penalty. So I was just kind of backing off. And he had the opportunity to pass. I was hoping he'd try and shoot and I could just stand there in front of him and block it. Ashley Fletcher arrived in support next to him. Julie slotted into his path and Julie slotted into the back of the net as well. Middlesbrough have equalised now. And we have to start again. Trying to get ourselves in front in this game for a second time. I may need to call on OK Reiki now. We'll have to wait and see how the next 10 or so in-game minutes go. Right, Leon Davies on the counter-attack. You can see, or could have seen, top left, that OK Reiki is on now. I'm going to look for Palomino first. It's James Wildin. He'll look for OK Reike. Oh, he can't hit the target. I was really hoping that he could have just buried that in the bottom corner. You see the way he's cut across the ball. It's always spinning away from goal, unfortunately. Just 15 minutes to go now until the end of the game. A point is okay, but 3 would really give us the advantage over the teams below us in the league and give us that little bit more safety with regards to finishing in the playoffs. A draw is all right. A defeat and a win for Middlesbrough would really throw the playoff situation into the unknown. And he's given a penalty, the referee there. Come on now. That's not a pen, is it? I tried to block the shot and he slid next to him after the shot's come in and the man's gone to ground, and it's a penalty for Middlesbrough. A penalty that they've missed. That could be the turning point for both of our seasons for the remainder of the year. If Middlesbrough had scored that and won, then our potential playoff finish is really put into question, and their case for finishing in the playoffs is severely, significantly strengthened. As it happens, they've missed it. Oh, and I could have punished them well and truly with a counter-attack goal, but unfortunately we haven't been able to. 5 minutes to go. High drama on Teesside. As of yet, no second goal for either team. But it still could come here. Wanpi made in down the line. Cross comes in. Oh, keeper punches and it will reach Evans. He's kicked only against Fletcher though. Wanpi. Delivery. Oh, I thought he was going to head that into his own net. It's a corner for Middlesbrough. Spence whips poorly, and Okereke gets away, but only as far as Nicolau. Oh, that was a heavy touch, but I couldn't get there. Fletcher to Wanpi. Fletcher again. Spence again. Delivered in and away by Wright, and that'll be game. I've not got time to go for a counter-attack. It's a 1-1 draw at the Riverside. Well, that could have been oh so different if Nibs had buried his chance, if Okereke had buried his chance, if Middlesbrough had scored their penalty. It could have been a completely different outcome. I think that will keep us second. Ooh. Apologies. Despite the fact that I've lowered the audio of the in-game stuff, for some reason the press conferences are still really loud. I might have to stop going to press conferences if that's the case, or at least adjust the audio throughout them and not say anything. We should have won, is what I'll say. Apologies if that's apologies if that's slightly too loud. There's not really anything else I could do there. My in-game settings for all of the audio is like either 0 or 1. But apparently you can't set the audio for the press conferences. That's annoying. So I might have been slightly drowned out there. If I was, I apologise. Stay grounded, Dominic. We're on track, or we're not on track. Sorry, our youth development. We've done our youth development really for this save. There's not going to be enough time between now and the end of the save for anyone to come in and grow to the point where they'd be usable. So it seems rather pointless to me to continue to press on with youth academy stuff when we've got plenty of regens in the team already. Free agents can add more regen and youth prospects to the team that are more established, like Palomino, for example, than any youth prospects would be from our academy. So I'm quite happy to utilise the free agents still and look for that rather than anything with regards to our own youth academy. No thank you to the South African international manager's job. Up next for us, our 4th place Bristol City, who are 3 points behind us, level on points with Fulham, and Middlesbrough in 6th. We could have been on 60 points. They could have been on 53. Oh, we're 9 points inside the playoffs. We look okay for the time being, but there's still 13 games to go. Let's go and make it 12. Bristol City's 11. Daniel Bentley in goal. Andy Vyman still up top. Jada Silva, Thomas Callas in the defensive line. Expect them to be difficult to get past at the back. It's a 4-4-2 for them. We were 4-4-2 in the last game. We're now back to our 4-1-2-1-2 with a stronger 11. So hopefully. I mean, we were good enough in the last game against Middlesbrough to get a victory, but unfortunately it just wouldn't fall for me in front of goal more than once. Hopefully, this time around, we can get all 3 points against the playoff rival. Okay, Reike will look for Adebayo. We could start with a good opportunity here. Running around the outside of me is Jack Rolls. We have started with a good opportunity. We have started with a goal. Buried by Rolsey. The number 10 with what might actually be his 10th goal of the championship season. Extremely well taken. No, I just want to see the next one actually. That was a very good finish. And it's his 11th goal of the championship season. Scoring more goals and getting more assists than ever before, Jack Rolls. Really pleased with how he's adjusted, how everybody's adjusted to life in the championship. And hopefully we can be at least competitive with regards to trying to keep ourselves up in the Premier League, should we be able to get up via the playoffs this season. But that is still a big if. Oh, I nearly got there to cut that out. Building nicely here, City. Floated across to Smith. Nice tackle, I think, by Wilson, but not able to keep the ball. Cano chasing with the man. Driven into the middle. Please get there and deny them the corner. We've done that well. Bissouma has the option out wide. Cool. Robin's causing me problems here. Campos, nicely done. Rolls, make me the run. Just bounced off more. I think I fouled him there. No, nothing given by the ref. I was trying to just win it back so I could still get that ball through to Adebayo. Nearly half an hour played. Bristol City yet to have their first chance of the game, but we had a 1-0 lead against Middlesbrough and unfortunately weren't able to keep it. So I am going to continue to try and look for a second to give us a little bit of extra breathing room whilst still trying to remain solid enough defensively that we don't allow them the extra space in behind to get their equaliser whilst we look to try and finish them off. That was a terrible kick forward. Goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Well done, Ches. Still 1-0. Well up, Cano. Good header. Bissouma. Rolsey's there. Okay, Reike. It's gone again, Jack. In the box, Jack. Okay, Reike's there, Jack. 2-0. Okay, Reike. 10 minutes to go till half-time. That is the second goal we needed against Middlesbrough, but couldn't find. We found it here at home against the Robins, and that should be 3 points for us now. Goal and an assist for Jack Rolls. Fine. Inside to Veerman. Down the line to Semenyo. Oh, it's a great ball. It's a good goal. Just knew as soon as it was whipped that it was going to be buried. Andy Vyman, the man on the end of it. They have one back on the brink of half-time here, Bristol City. Had the position on the defender, but I ran too far towards the near post with Collins there. I was trying to get myself to ensure that I was the right side the man. I was the right side the man, but so much so the right side the man that I was too much underneath it and couldn't get to it. I tried to manually defend that, and I failed. Thankfully, we'd gotten that second goal. Into the second half we go. Here's Semenyo again. Trying to stop him from getting that ball through to a teammate, which we've done well. Oh, it spun me brilliantly there. Semenyo. Oh, what a save. How he's been able to knock that onto the post there. I'm not entirely too sure, Schofield. That's the sort of strike, the sort of goal. Oh, it's a foul. Can we get to this? It's still no. That's the sort of effort that we've seen fly in at the near post countless times in FIFA 20 as somehow the keeper has gotten something on it to ensure that it didn't go in. And on the counter-attack, we nearly had them on the ropes. Oh, it's a lovely turn by Cantwell. And I've turned well again. Todd Cantwell. We'll need to do better next time. Win that header, please. Cano's done well. Rolls. Just bounced off the midfielder. Andy Vyman back to Roa. Let's ball that wide. Oh, I think that ball actually went through him there. I'll have that back. Thank you very much. None of that nonsense here, please. Campos. Oh, heavy touch, but actually that's worked in his favour. Rock. Oh, lovely turn. Has options inside. Rolls. Oh, that's beautiful. Please. Oh, no. Oh, it's unfortunate for Bristol City. I wish that had gone in at the first attempt. Oh, that assist from Rolls would have been unbelievable, but Campos couldn't find a way past the keeper. Really good save from Daniel Bentley. Daniel Bentley? David Bentley? From Bentley. But it wasn't to be, unfortunately, for Bristol City. It isn't to be here. It's Daniel Bentley, isn't it? Or is it... I'm thinking David Bentley from Fulham. It's Daniel Bentley. Is there two? Is there a David Bentley? David Bentley, was he the... He might have been the midfielder for Arsenal and Tottenham. Oh, dear. I'm going to have to Google it. Daniel Bentley. And then David Bentley. Yeah, David Bentley was the midfielder for Tottenham and Arsenal. Daniel Bentley is the goalkeeper. Well done, Ches. You managed to figure it out in the end. Let's crack on, shall we? 3-1 with half an hour to play. Rock to rolls. It'll be Ejo to Okereke. Nigerian to Nigerian. Okereke out wide to Campos. And a whip looking for Ejo or someone else in the middle. Punched away well by the keeper. And despite Bristol City's attempts in this game to score themselves multiple goals, they're only going to get the one. And our 3 is going to ensure that we get all of the points. Could it be 4 still? I'm going to try and lift it. Oh, Bentley again, just enough on it. Tried to lift it over the keeper and it was on its way over. But there's the final whistle. It's a big win for us. 3-1 at home against Bristol City. Pleased to bounce back from the frustrating draw against Middlesbrough. But to be fair, it could have been worse, couldn't it? So to have taken a point against Middlesbrough was pleasing enough. Oh, it's going to take me to that press conference. I needed to skip that because I'm going to get deafened and you're going to get deafened. We're here with the game against Blackburn, but I'm not sure what side to play. Because we've got a busy month of March. Game on the 28th. And then, thankfully, the game against Bournemouth is on the Sunday. But I'm going to need a strong team to play Bournemouth. So, I'm leaning against actually playing my weaker side against Chelsea. Or the side that played in the first game against Middlesbrough. So, I'm going to prioritise league football. Just to ensure that we can maintain our run of good form and unbeaten streak in towards the playoffs. I say that, we could quite easily lose a simulated game, but it's 0-0 after half an hour and just 1 yellow card dished out so far. And it doesn't look like much is happening at the new Abbey here. I'm not sure whether the Chelsea game is home or away. Actually, Harvey Nibbs off the bench, on the pitch for 3 minutes, scores a goal, gives us a 1-0 lead and could keep us pulling away in that 3rd place. Indeed we do. 1-0 there, as it was against Stoke. Okay, Reike says, thanks for listening. You're welcome, mate. Keep it up. He's going to be pissed off in a minute because I'm now not going to play him in the game against Chelsea. But, I think that... Oh, I've accidentally gone into the bloody training regime. Right then, well, I'll go and see you in the game against Chelsea, shall I? Because you don't want to watch this. Right then, Chelsea's lineup. Kepa, Aspi, Nicolas Sula, Ruben Dias, David Alaba. Now that is a different backline for Chelsea, isn't it? Marino, Bakayoko, Kovacic, Neres, Martinez and Asensio. Strong team from Chelsea. I don't know if that is their strongest they could possibly put out. It's certainly got some big names in it. And names that you wouldn't say are... Well, you obviously wouldn't expect to see them in a Chelsea shirt. But I'd be surprised if someone like Asensio doesn't run this game. Alaba is probably slightly aging out and probably dropped in ratings. Similarly, as Pilaqueta, by the time season 5 comes around, I think those guys might be significantly worse than they would have been earlier in the save. But we'll have to wait and see how that transpires. Nicolas Sula is going to be an absolute rock at the back. I wouldn't be too surprised if he's actually upwards of 90 rated now. Let's have a look, shall we? 89 for Nicolas Sula. Kepa's 88. Aspi, no rating, but I imagine he's dropping close to 80, if not into the 70s now. Nicolas Sula. Ruben Dias is 88 rated. Alaba's 84. So, in fact, not dropped as much as I thought he might have done. Timu Bakayoko, no rating for him. Mikel Merino's 85. Kovacic, 86. Neres, 85. Joseph Martinez, don't know what his overall is. Marco Asensio is 86. This is one of the strongest teams we've ever played in this save. And perhaps it's going to give us an idea of what life is going to be like in the Premier League should we make it there. Although, whether it will be typical FIFA and... Oh, wow, what a move. Whether it be typical FIFA and the top teams won't play the way that they do, I'm not sure. Or the way that they should I say. We'll wait and see. But 10 minutes in, it certainly should have been 1-0 Chelsea there. but might be 1-0 Cambridge. Evans getting away from Aspi, who just, even if he was still at the beginning of the save, wouldn't have had the pace to deal with the run of Evans, but Kepa's come and smothered it well. Oh, that could have been the start of something really special here at the bridge. It still could be. Abadia, Nibs, oh, looking for Evans, can't get it to him. Abadia to Nibs again. No, I'm gonna try and play Abadia in, and Abadia scores! We do lead at Stamford Bridge. Agustin Abadia has tucked away. It's Chelsea 0, Cambridge 1. Back to Alaba. Asensio inside to Kovacic. They're talking about Willy Caballero retiring in commentary. And this does look like it's, well, at least on the opening 25 minutes worth of football, it looks like it's going to be a case of top team not playing as well as they could or should. What a finish from Abadia. Wow. It does look like it's going to be a case of teams, a big team on FIFA not playing as well as they should do and being as big a test as perhaps they should be. But that was an unbelievable finish. First time from a player with like 58 finishing. Pick that out. That's incredible. That had nothing to do with the difficulty. That was just that good a fucking finish. To David Neres. I nailed Marino there. That is definitely a free kick to go Chelsea's way, or would have been. Expecting a card when play next stops. Neres nods that down to Aspi, who inexplicably uses his chest to try and pass that. Niklas Serler gets the ball off me though, and Bakayoko into Joseph Martinez. He tries a cheeky ball roll that's not going to work. And hey, look, they've left themselves open on the counter-attack. 63% possession, Chelsea, but it's 2-0 and should have been 3-0 there. If I didn't already have a 2-0 lead, I would have been a bit more careful there, but because we're in a commanding position already, I felt like I could offer the opportunity there to Clark to get himself a goal. Unfortunately, not able to take it, but we still look like we're in full control of this fixture. I just pray that when we get to the Premier League, whether it be next season or the season after, that things aren't this straightforward when we get there. This is good football from Chelsea, though. They do put together some good moves. Just the AI, they commit too many bodies forward and aren't good enough in chance creation with the amount of men that they do have in attack. He says, as they very nearly score, Schofield will come back for that and catch it. We'll stay 2-0 in front 4 minutes before half-time. Tried to outmuscle Asensio there and couldn't. That's a lovely ball to Kovacic, but where are you going to go now? Oh, back to Asensio. Okay, fair enough. Where's he going to go? Because we've hounded him out wide. Good shot, well saved, and that will be half-time. It is half-time. 2-0 to Cambridge at the break. Tate through the gap nicely to Abadia. Anything Chelsea can't do, we can do better. I'm actually kind of annoyed that I'm winning this by 2-0, to be honest, but such is life with FIFA. So there's not really much I can do about it, I'm afraid. I can't improve the way that the AI play, so we just have to deal with what we're given. Marino back through to David Neres. They do play some really good football in parts. They just shit defensively and leave so much space available for a counter-attack that, oh, good save, that they're easy to pick apart going the other way. That's the problem. In possession, they're very good, although they don't create quite as much as perhaps you would expect them to. That was very good from David Neres. They always tend to go for an extra pass when they should go or could go for a shot. But time and time again, and it always seems to be the same way as well. AI commits too many bodies forward. User comes forward on the counter-attack, gets a counter-attack goal, wins by a big margin, or certainly a bigger margin than perhaps they should do, despite having minimal amount of football. That's a nice ball through to Joseph Martinez, who's in now, and he should score, but hasn't. Vidal going to Hamburg. It said goalkeeper there for A. Vidal. The only A. Vidal I know is Arturo, and he's certainly not a goalkeeper. Joseph Martinez is off, and Iago Aspas on for Chelsea now. The Spaniard, former Celta Vigo and Liverpool player, joining the ranks on the field in blue. Neres finds Bakayoko, back to Kovacic. Again, really good in possession, Chelsea, but they just can't get the final opportunity to score the goal. Bakayoko has it back, and here's Mikel Merino to Kovacic again. Maybe once we get to the Premier League, things might be different. It might be because I'm playing with a much weaker side, that it's artificially making the AI worse. I'm not sure if that is a thing, whether it's just a conspiracy, so to speak. But 20 minutes to go here. Still Chelsea 0, Cambridge 2. That's whipped in well and headed well, but held well. And it looks like we're going to be going to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Even though I put priority on league football, we're still doing well on both fronts. Kovacic, Bakayoko again. Marino to Kovacic, Iago Aspas, Kovacic again, Asensio. Nice tackle by Noyle. Just kind of ran up to him and walked off with it. Oh, I tried to do a little drag back there just to get away from David Alaba, and it very nearly worked, but in the end it's a good tackle by the Austrian. Chelsea looking for, well, what would be a consolation goal probably at this point, with just 90 seconds or so remaining, but their final ball has been left wanting time and time again in this game, despite all of the possession they've had. Well, that was supposed to go just straight to Palomino that was next to me. That's not gone well. Thankfully, Palomino's won it back off Asensio, though. So we will end the game with a 2-0 scoreline, unless Clark can maybe end with something better. But no, it's not going to be. But we are through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup with a 2-0 win away from home against Chelsea. In real life, that would be an absolute shock and a big banana skin. In the FIFA world, I don't think many of you will be too surprised at that result. But we'll wait and see who we get in the quarter-final. It could be Sheffield United, it could be Bournemouth, it could be Brighton, West Brom, Scunthorpe, Manchester City or Liverpool. We will find out in due course. But, oh, hang on.
Just a minute of your time.
Ah, stop shouting at me. So as we progress into the next month, I've had a manager job offer from Leipzig in the Bundesliga, which I'll turn down. Thankfully, it's Kyle Noyle that's out for 3 months. He'll miss the remainder of the season now, but we do have James Wilding that can fill in, and an offer for Cano from LAFC, which we shall turn down. Really does feel like I've had so many bids from MLS teams this year. I don't really know why they're offering quite as often as they are comparatively to everybody else, but it is the way it is, unfortunately, sometimes, as we've seen with that game against Chelsea. So we will start tomorrow with the game against Bournemouth. The next round of the FA Cup, I believe, has been drawn, and we have Sheffield United, so that's actually a winnable game. So we might split the month of March. In fact, I will split the month of March into 2 episodes. Bournemouth, Sheffield United and Preston, followed by Birmingham, Fulham, Leeds and Luton before the month of April, which will probably include the game against Forest as well. So not far away from the end of the season now. With 15 points behind Bournemouth, are Watford already up? 11 games to go, 33 points available. No, not yet. Not yet guaranteed promotion, but they're going to win the league as well as getting automatic promotion, aren't they? That Bournemouth have really fallen off the wagon recently, or Watford have just continued to be phenomenal. Either or either way round, the top 2 spots look certain, and we are 10 points clear of Middlesbrough with 33 points available. So we look solid for the playoffs too. And to be fair, if we're guaranteed the playoff spot early enough, we can probably simulate a number of the latter games of the season, can't we? And get to the playoffs sooner rather than later. We'll have to wait and see how it goes, but we'll split March into 2, as we say. We'll save it here for now, though, and that will be all for Tuesday's episode. Thank you very much for watching, I hope. And they should have been sorted, the audio levels, so fingers crossed you got all of me live today and no post-com shares. But drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on more. I'll be live streaming over on Twitch, either right now or within the next hour or so. So do come across and join me there. Link in the description down below. But for now, here on the YouTube channel, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.